What's up, everybody, on a lovely South Florida evening in September? It's Tua Tuesday, back for another yet episode to talk everything about Tua. The rest of the week, I can talk about the entire team or everybody I want to. On Tuesdays, I talk about Tua. I love to see the comments coming in. I'm going to get to a lot of those as we go forward. I want to thank you guys. Thank you. Right off the top here. Despite there being so many people pissed off at me on Twitter, besides there being so many people who think I'm a flip-flopper or a hater and everything, I want to thank you as the first chance I'm getting. I, in my little small channel here, went over 1.1 million views in August, and it's still continuing at a rate that's just driving me crazy. I can't believe it's growing this much. All the other channels, dwarfing all of them. I won't name them by name because I don't want to get anybody upset, but more than triple some, definitely more than double others. This is the top viewed channel for any channel of the normal YouTubers out there. I'm not talking ESPN and I'm not talking Fox Sports. I'm talking about independent YouTubers. This is the #1 channel for watching Dolphins content. They can't argue with numbers. You guys are fantastic. I thank you. There's a Hawaiian word called ohana. Ohana means family. And obviously, over the last 14 months, we've built quite the little ohana here. And I thank each and every one of you. I don't ever take it for granted. Don't take anything for granted. But thank you for just continuing to push this channel out, for continuing to watch the content, the Dolphin content, the other content. I'm really broadening my stroke here, per se, and I just can't believe the numbers that we're doing, and it's showing. It's definitely showing up. So thank you very much for all that. I got my new soundboard here.
Come on, show some love and click that like button.
So I can just hit a button, don't have to say it. Don't have to say anything, you know what I mean? So
come on, show some love and click that like button.
I'm going to play with this. So anyway, thank you very much. Oh, I got this one too. Thank you very much. So I'm going to be playing with my little buttons here. But anyway, thank you again. So where are we here? I just want to cover the normal housekeeping since this is about Tua. Let's go ahead and talk about the Tua Foundation raising money for the victims of the Maui fire. It has slowed down considerably. I mean, we were at 108 last week, and now it's only at 109. And I think a lot of people have figured this thing is over. It is far from over. The government won't talk about it. The media won't talk about it. As I've mentioned before here, my wife has family and friends in Maui, in Lahaina. She used to work in Lahaina. And these people are destitute. They can't even get back to their homes. They can't, well, what used to be their homes. They can't even get back there. It's awful, and they definitely could use your help. And basically, I don't trust a lot of the charities that are out there, but this is Tua Tuesday, so I trust Tua's Foundation to make sure that these people are getting what they need. So as I've said before, if you can give, please do. There's the URL, justgiving.com/page/Tua for Hawaii. If you can give, fantastic. If you can't, go ahead and just get online and share that URL, whatever you do on social media, so people know that they can continue to give because they need it. I mean, we're heading into the holiday season, and these people have lost everything. Nothing. They have nothing left. It's gone, right down to the dirt. Some of them can't find loved ones. I just can't imagine. So if you can, give. If you can't, then please, by all means, just share the link. That's all I'm asking at this point. Don't forget, this Sunday, nighttime game, 8 o'clock, I go live against the Patriots. So don't forget to come on back and watch it and have a party with us, a little watch party. Amazing last night that we had so many people show up for the Bills-Jets game. And I got to tell you, that game absolutely stunk. Absolutely stunk until the end, until the Jets pulled it out miraculously with that punt return. And we all know by now what happened to Aaron Rodgers. Completely awful. I can't believe that even happened. Can't believe it even happens. I don't care what your feeling is about the Jets. That doesn't really matter. A lot of people do a lot of shit talking and going after people and crap posting on Twitter and different places about the Jets and the Dolphins. That's fine. That's just banter. Everybody does it. But this dude, obviously as a first ballot Hall of Famer, gave his life to football, showed up in New York, gave these people hope, and just like that, it's gone. Just like that. I don't know if it's going to be career ending. I don't know if he's going to want to come back, but he's done for the year. And what really troubled me today and troubled a few people was the amount of gloating that went on about Aaron Rodgers being hurt. Yeah, I know some of these people talked crap about Tua. We know they did. But two wrongs don't make a right, man. I mean, just be the higher level guy. And I love something that Omar Kelly posted. Omar Kelly posted this tweet. And he says, Dolphins fans better stop putting the cart before the horse because Miami is just one injury away from having their season spoiled like the Jets did. Jets too. Just think about that. When you're posting out there and ribbing the Jets and saying, oh, your old quarterback didn't make it, the Dolphins themselves are literally one injury away from the exact same thing happening. We don't want that to happen. I don't want it to happen to any player on any team. Wouldn't want it for Rodgers. Wouldn't want it for Justin Herbert. Wouldn't want it for Mac Jones. Don't want to see someone injured to the point that their career could be at jeopardy. I want to beat you. I want the best so I can beat the best, but it just troubles me that people find that as an opportunity to give Jets fans crap, even if they gave you crap for being a Tua fan. Just take the high ground, man. Take the moral high ground and say, hey, good luck. Sorry to hear that about, Aaron Rodgers, but we're going to kick your ass when we see you. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying something like that. Hey, sorry, that's how the ball bounced, but now we're going to come for you, and we're obviously going to be one of the top teams, probably now after seeing how bad Josh Allen played. Oh, he had no excuse. He wasn't hurt. Obviously, at this point, Miami has to be the front runner in the AFC East. No Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. Josh Allen looking like crap. Already, the Patriots have lost the game, so we'll see what happens this weekend. I got some stuff I'm going to show you. But just try to keep it above board. With that above board stuff, there's something I want to tell you guys. So, a lot of people over the last 14 months, because I've been critical of Tua, and earlier I had praised Tua, people think that I'm some sort of flip-flopper, a hater in disguise and stuff like that. And I've begun letting people know exactly where I come from. There's a saying in the hood or on Twitter, keep it 100. I'm keeping it 100. I will always keep it 100. If you don't like what I say, you don't have to watch, but I'm only going to keep it 100 as far as I can see it. And I have a banner that I created just so people understand when they see me saying this, what it means. And this is what I created. Criticism when deserved, applause when earned. Nothing given. Criticism when deserved, applause when earned. Obviously, the way Tua played this past weekend, nothing but applause. Nothing but applause. I got nothing good, nothing bad really to say about what Tua did. We'll talk about some of the miscues, but balled out. You have to give the guy praise, and it's not a bad thing if he were to do something bad, God forbid, to say that, hey, that just didn't look good. That's criticism. It's warranted. It's deserved. And applause is deserved when it's earned. Nothing given. I'm not the type of fan who just lays down and does oh, God, it's the left arm of God and all this stuff. Nope, ain't going to happen. I have to be able to talk to you guys and talk about Tua and just go with everything as I see it. So what I want to do, take some comments here for a second. I'm going to go into a recap of the top 5 things I said last week going into the Chargers game and see how I graded out. I graded everybody on a video I did. I graded the coach. I said who was the offensive player of the game, who was the defensive player of the game. Just went through the whole thing, and now I'm going to grade myself, or actually let you guys grade me. So what we got here? Oh, thanks, Jose. Hit that like button.
Show some love and click that like button.
Now, see, Alex, good, okay. Barry, if this team stays healthy, we are talking about Super Bowl bound good vibes. I don't know that. It's a 17-game season, and again, keeping it real, anything could happen. If they stay healthy, yeah, but the ball could tip and there be an interception. Something could happen. Let's just look at this every game, one game at a time. That's how every player looks at it. Maybe you guys should start looking at it too. Okay, we got the Patriots this week. What do we need to do to beat the Patriots? I don't look to December and January and February. I want to know what's the next game up. What do we need to do to beat that team? Let's see here. Who would make Hill look better, Tua or Patrick Mahomes? The guy runs a 4.2. There is nobody who can cover him. Nobody. If you get the ball off, how are they going to stop him? I mean, Rex Ryan had some things he had to say in terms of what he would do. He was talking about chucking him at the line of scrimmage, which is going to be a decent strategy if you can do it. But with the motion that Mike McDaniel is doing these days, I don't know if you're going to have a chance to get hands on Tyreek. We got to praise McGenius for drawing up a great scheme to defeat the Chargers. Yeah, I'm going to show you that. Icon Hooper. L. Cooper. We need to be more aggressive on D. Yeah, especially when you see the last 30, 60 seconds of the game, how things completely changed with the defense and how they were able to get in there and get after the quarterback. No, hey Tom, how you doing, buddy? Nope, I can't overreact on week 1. Won't overreact. Teams are not as good or bad as they may have appeared due to lack of preseason. That's the strongest point that people don't understand. This was basically a dress rehearsal because most people didn't play during the preseason. So the first 2, maybe even 3 games of the season, especially now with the Jets, they're basically going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they're going to do. Miami's got to jump right now. They have an idea as to how they're going to handle things, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to ask all of you to be defensive coordinators today against the Miami Dolphins. We're going to play a little game, and I want to show you some things. Tyreek went off. Absolutely, he did. But understand that Tyreek can't go off if he's not getting the ball. So when I named my offensive player of the game, I had to give it to both of them because one can't do it without the other. Tyreek's not throwing the ball and then running down and catching it himself. He had to have somebody throw it to him. So let's see what else we got here. Everybody, 305 pressure. Let me read this. Everybody knows that you have to have accuracy dealing with Tyreek Hill. Yes, he can speed, but if you listen to the press conference yesterday, yeah, you got to have accuracy. I mean, otherwise you're throwing incompletions. So, exactly. I noticed, Charlie, where's this? Charlie says, I noticed that Tua does well at 3rd and long. Is he about the best? Football's been being played for, I don't know, go back to this first Super Bowl, the Ice Bowl, 1967. We had the Dolphins in 72, so you're talking 50, 55 years. I'd be a little pushed back on naming something the best. Because there's a whole lot of quarterbacks in there, and just naming someone the best who basically is relatively young. I mean, you're talking some quarterbacks like Brady and Manning, and before them, guys like Len Dawson. And I mean, you can go Greasy himself, Marino. It just drives me crazy when I hear people compare Tua to Marino when the body of work isn't there yet. It's just like, to me, it'd be like comparing myself to Mr. Beast, who does YouTube video. Am I doing well? Yeah, numbers are up there. I ain't no Mr. Beast. Not even close. I have a lot of work to do before I could even think about getting on a Mr. Beast level. So be careful with making those kind of grand comparisons. At least that's what I think. Let's see, who else? I was looking for something here. Yes, the Finns really do need the defense to step up. Tua is currently leading the NFL as passing yards after 1 week. Absolutely. Tua's pass to Hill in the end zone was as pretty as they come. Let's see, Barry Fangio corrects the linebacker issue. We could be a serious contender. Yeah. Ifs. Lots of ifs. Yes, we're going to see it. I understand the enthusiasm. Absolutely. Everybody needs that enthusiasm. So let me get into something here first. Let me go right to the videotape. And I want you guys to hear some things. If you weren't here last week, at least you can hear what I had said. So without further ado, this is what I said last week on Tua Tuesday and then the day after. And we'll talk about it. Ready? Let's see. Let's go here.
Number 5.
Don't try to extend any plays. Boom. I said that. I said one of the top 5 things I needed Tua to do is not try to extend any plays. What did he do? Basically on the first or second play, he threw it away. I've been saying, throw it away, throw it into the cheerleaders, do what you need to do. What did he do? He basically threw it in the dirt right away. Again, thank you, Tua. You did what you're supposed to do. And obviously, I'll say it, I was 100% right. 100% right. Don't try to extend plays. Now, stepping up into the pocket like he did on the touchdown, that's a different thing. He dropped back, he stepped up into the pocket, he hit him on the touchdown. That's not looking to extend a play. The route was still being run. He stayed with the routes. That's a little bit different. So let's continue with number 2.
Number 4
is hit the checkdowns. Hit the checkdowns. So as you saw during that game, he hit Durham Smythe on a couple passes, checked them down. If they pressured him, he either threw it away or he checked it down. So on that one, I have to say I was right again with that. And there's nothing wrong with him checking down. I think that helped. Let me see if I get the volume up on those. What number is that? Number 33. Let me push the volume. I don't know if you guys could hear it all the way. Hold on 1 second. 33. Okay. 1 second. I just want to make sure the volume you guys can hear that because I couldn't hear it too well. So, first one was don't try to extend the plays. 2, throw it away, check down, which he did. What was the next one?
Number 3.
All right, number 3 should go without saying, but you got to say it. No turnovers. So I said no turnovers, and what happened? Well, we had a couple fumbles and an interception. The team overcame that, but you don't want that. You don't want to have 2 fumbles and an interception. Only one of them got recovered by the other team, so it was 2 actual turnovers with the interception and the fumble. That can't happen. That can't happen on an ongoing basis. So, that is something that I called as well.
Number 2.
Get the play called and get it in. That to the entire game, when I'm going to get you guys to play defensive coordinator, I'm going to show you something that really indicates that Mike McDaniel really worked hard to get the plays in on time. And obviously he kept it very simple for Tua because what I saw when I went back and looked at film, it really underscored that you had to keep it simple. Kudos, Mike McDaniel, Tua, getting the naming convention down, getting people up to the line of scrimmage very quickly. In some instances, they ran without a huddle. They just went to the line. I don't know if you guys noticed that. A lot of the plays, they did not huddle. They went straight to the line of scrimmage. That takes a huge amount of execution because you don't have a lot of time and calling different signals. You need to know what you're going to do, listen to the signals as I'm calling it, and then execute. Perfect. Loved what they did there. Absolutely loved it.
Number 1.
I don't want to see Tua throw more than 25 passes. All right, so this was one that I talked about, and some people tried to come back at me on Twitter and in my YouTube comments saying, see, Barry, you don't get it. No, you don't get it. I said I didn't want him to throw more than 25 passes because if he threw more than 25 passes, what did I say? I said it meant the running game wasn't committed to or it wasn't working. Said that. And obviously, if you're behind, you have to keep scoring and throwing. So you have to keep throwing the ball. You have no choice because the running game didn't work and your defense sucked. So because of that, you had to throw the ball 45 times just to win. And I'm telling you right now, everyone liked the stat of 466 yards and, 3 touchdowns and all this stuff. But you're not going to win on a long-term basis by doing that. Just not going to happen. Anyone that wants to disagree, I can show you stats from teams that threw 400 and 500 yards. You just can't do that on a consistent basis. That means you are behind. Nobody's throwing 45 passes if they're way ahead. They were down. They were forced to throw more. They had to convert on third and even on fourth down. They had to keep scoring because the defense couldn't stop anybody. The defense, if you think you're going to have to score 36 points in every single game because the defense has given up 34 points, you're in for a world of hurt. I can guarantee you that Mike McDaniel went into the locker room, looked at the films the next day and said, great, you did a great job. You had to convert. You did. You hit those passes. We won. Hey, Vic, we can't score 36 points a game. There's no friggin' way. There's no way that we can score 36 points a game. Tom's in here yesterday during the Jets game. He went and looked it up, and I think it was something like entire season last year, the Miami Dolphins average was only like 23 or 24 points a game. Even I think the Chiefs were number 1, and they only scored 28 points a game. Nobody is going to score 36 points a game. Just not going to happen. So what I meant when I said what I did was they need to only throw 25 to 30 times a game because at that point, if you've committed to the run, you don't have to throw that much. You could look at the box score of this and sit back and go, I can tell you right now why they had to throw so many times. One, you had to score more points because the defense wasn't giving anything up, and then you look at the box score and look at the run yards per attempt. It was absolutely pathetically awful. Really, really bad. I mean, I think they ran 20 times for 70 yards. I think that's what the number was. And that includes Tua running for about 12 or 15 yards on one play. So if you take that out, you're looking at a really, really small yards per carry. And so he couldn't commit to the run because every time they'd score, we got to go back and score. They score, we got to go back and score. That's not going to win you games in the long term. So that statement of don't have to throw beyond like 25 or 30 times, you shouldn't have to. You really shouldn't have to. Is this the Tua cheerleading meeting? I thought I read something about reviewing his performance. Absolutely, we've been reviewing his performance. I don't know if you're not listening, but I am reviewing his performance, and then I'm going to ask you to put on your defensive coordinator hat for next week. The Dolphins of the early 80s and early 90s lost the games because they had a horrible defense. Wait a minute, my chair is... Okay. Yeah, You can't just rely on all those passes. Can't do it. Yeah, Easy E was the best runner. I think he got 18 yards on one carry. That was absolutely huge. Hold on a second. I gotta fix my chair. So let me just go here so I don't show you guys me doing all this work. Give me a second here. My chair shrunk for some reason. I gotta pop it back up. All right, there we go. It's back up. I don't know why that happened, but anyway, here I am. Boom, that was quick. Easy was. I'm saying that LA Chargers throws for 41 a game. Yeah, how'd that do? How'd that work out? How did it work out throwing for 41 times a game for the Chargers last year? You just proved my point. You absolutely just proved my point. That's exactly it. Let me see what. Barry said that we would need to toss. Yeah, I was looking for 25 to 30 throws at max. Tony Smith said that Tua deflected a pass meant for Barrios. It would have been a touchdown. Yeah, that stuff kind of happens. Absolutely. Scary moment. I think we all saw this and held our collective breath. Scary moment was when Tua did indeed extend the play by taking off down the field once. Yikes. I think everybody just went, oh, God, no, slide, do something, don't get hit. Absolutely, do something. Remember, I talked about it, I don't know, maybe last week or week before, when Tua came back after the Cincinnati concussion. And after the Cincinnati concussion, the Pittsburgh game, he took off and running, actually took a hit. And after the game, Mike McDaniel asked him, what were you thinking? And remember what he said. He said, I had to do it. I had to feel it. That might have been that play for him this year. Hey, I've been sitting on the bench basically since December of last year. I got to feel it. I got to run. I got to know basically that I'm a man. I'm here to play ball. I'm not here to worry about a concussion. It happens, but I got to play ball. So I really, really admire him for that. Josh Allen is so past his prime already. It was fun to watch. I don't know what happened to Josh Allen. I mean, there was an article or video done last week or about 10 days ago saying that the whole Stephon Diggs thing was because Josh Allen isn't prepared. He doesn't do the film work. He just relies on his athletic talent to try and will the team to a victory. And last night he just looked awful. I mean, just those of you guys who watched the game, it wasn't the play calls because he would give up on them. The other thing you have to do is consider, and I know it's hard for Dolphins fans, you have to consider how tough that Jets defense was. That was scary. They were on him like a cheap suit. They picked off 3 passes. He fumbled. That's 4 turnovers by your quarterback. You just definitely don't want that. But they were just everywhere around that field. Defensive line, linebackers, the defensive backs, they just shut them down. And when you watched that game last night, you had to say to yourself, man, these guys look formidable. These guys could be a formidable opponent. Now, can Sauce Gardner cover Tyreek? I don't know. Not without holding, but we'll see. What's up? I Got Game says Josh Allen could not beat Wilson when MetLife Stadium was a morgue. Wow, that was pretty bad. Really bad. Barry not losing the TO battle can be sad for each GM. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Chuck Fins. Where'd that go? Wait a minute. I like that. Chuck Fins up. Okay, there's a comment here I want to say. Now that you have seen all of the AFC East play, what do you think of the division? Well, we're just going to have to put the big asterisk on the Jets because, as I just mentioned, they got a great defense, but who knows what Zach Wilson is going to be able to do. It didn't look really good yesterday. Patriots are playing the Super Bowl, not the champ, but the other Super Bowl team, the Philadelphia Eagles, who again has a defense like the Jets, very tough. Bills, no excuse, they look like crap. So right now, if you compare the performance of all four teams, yeah, Miami looks like they are the top team after week one. I don't think anybody can think otherwise. Everything you saw indicates that the Miami Dolphins are, at this point, potentially head and shoulders above the rest of the AFC East opponents. Yeah, I know. I don't know if Waddle was still hurt. I mean, it was just kind of odd that he didn't get a lot of touches. I was very surprised at that. Very surprised. Yeah, again, you're correct here. Bradley Chubb had no intensity, always chasing the play and seldom part of it, almost like he was out of position and lost. I have an opinion, if you want that opinion. My opinion was there's a tell that football players do. They can't stop it because when it happens, you have to do it. When you start seeing guys putting their hands on their hips and bending over, and they're doing this, and they're bending over and holding their hands on their hips, it means they are absolutely gassed. So that would take me back to going, what did you do in preseason? Did you not come in top condition? Are you playing yourself into top condition? Are you not in good wind shape? Obviously, you're bulked up, you're strong. I can see your muscular development, but you were tired. You were very tired. There were times he would have to come off the field because he was tired. Obviously, Jalen Phillips is a beast. I didn't see him doing that, but I saw Bradley Chubb bent over quite a bit with his hands on his hips. Just so you know, if I can see it, and you can see it if you know to look for it, guess who else can see it? The offensive coordinators of opposing teams. I'm sure when they're looking at film this week, they're like, man, he's winded. He's really winded. Why is he so out of shape? I'm not talking about development shape. The guy's a brick shithouse, but he was very, very winded during that game. Chad, no, I'm not a Chubb hater. I'm just telling you what I see. You don't like it? Too bad. I know what I saw. Want to see a 31-14 type win on Sunday night. Tired of nail biters. Yeah, we did have a crap load of nail biters last year too. I remember we'd get to the fourth quarter and half the Chiefs going, man, can we just shut it down and be ahead? But yeah, it just seems like there's a lot that you have to do to come from behind. So let's see. I'm gonna say your name wrong probably here. Rapati says, "Hey Barry, let's agree now that he bought in Tua and Tyreek to do just that." Yeah, I could agree that. Dude, are you just Pablo? You think there's negativity in here? Tell me what you think is negative. You see a guy winded. I talked about him being winded. We talked about what I don't get it. I really don't get it. At the same time, I said Jalen Phillips looked absolutely great. Again, in case you weren't here earlier, let me just tell you this again. And I got to remove that stuff. For people who really, really want to dissect football, you give criticism when it's deserved, and you give applause when it's earned. It really is that simple. There is no all the time good, and there's no all the time bad. People are going to perform. If you looked at the entire range of plays, you would see that what's the execution rate? In the morning after the game, they give you the win rate of the offensive line and defensive line. You can look at those stats. Win rate versus loss rate. How many times did you get beat? Those are actual numbers. So you just want to sit here and go, hey, they won 36-34. Everything's awesome. We're going to take the Super Bowl. I'm not that guy. And I'm telling you, I just try to be honest with you, but I'm going to show you some things moving forward that'll hopefully make you feel a lot different. I'd rather Armstead stay out one more week. Yeah, they did good. That's a perfect comment for me to segue into the next section, because you just mentioned that about Armstead. So let me ask you guys a question. Why do you think Tua succeeded in this game? And then the second question is, why do you think the offensive line succeeded in this game? And the answer to both questions is the same. when I went back and looked at the film, I don't know if anybody else has looked at it like this, but something jumped off the film to me. I went, oh my God, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense what I'm seeing. And I rewind and I go, and I rewind and I go. And the answer to both those questions is the same answer. Why did Tua do well, and why did the offensive line do well? Anybody want to take a guess? Bingo, right off the bat. Right off the bat, Joe Cantor, they got the ball out quick. No other answer. It's not he is him. It's not the left arm of God. Whatever Mike McDaniel's game plan was, it was so sweet. It was perfect. See, I'm talking nice about something. It was amazing. I don't think Tua took more than a 3-step drop on maybe 1 or 2 plays. I don't think Tua held the ball in completion or completion for more than 2.3 seconds at most. When you see these plays that I'm about to show you, I want you to look how fast. 2 things. Look how short the drop was on most of these plays, and then look how fast he got the ball out. The offensive line had to sit there and go, if I can hold this guy or get in his face for 2 seconds, we're going to be good. I don't have to do a whole bunch of different blocking, just like boom, 1,000, you count your head, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and you pretty much know at that point the ball's going to be gone. And it happened over and over and over again. And Los Angeles never adjusted for it. They didn't have an answer for the quick pace that Mike McDaniel went through. It was an amazing game plan. And it's funny, when you're watching a game live, you may not notice it. I didn't really notice it myself. When you're watching the tape afterwards, it's like, whoa. Did he only just take a 2 or 3 step drop and bam? 2 or 3 step drop, bam. And as an offensive lineman, I know my blocking is going to be much better. I'm going to keep Khalil Mack and I'm going to keep Joey Bosa out because they're not going to get close to me. They're not going to get close to Tua. It was amazing. So let me show you some of this stuff so you get an idea exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, to me, it was just something that was eye-opening once I took a look at it. All right, so I want you guys to take a look at this. Let me do this. Let me get rid of this comment. And what I did is I sat down and I had my phone with my stopwatch on it. And you can do this if you want with your stopwatch, and so you can see it. I could have put the stopwatch in embedded, but I want you to see this. So let's go ahead and look at this play. Boom. Do you see that? And let me see if I can just keep moving it back. All right, so he's getting ready for the snap. The snap comes. You can do it in real time. 1, 2, 3. 3-step drop. That's it. 3-step drop. At this one, he extended the play, and of course, it was incomplete. It wasn't there. He tried to extend the play and do something. It was incomplete. So, okay, here's the next one. I want you guys to look closely here. How many feet he goes back and when he throws. Ready? Here comes the snap. 1, 2, throw. I could block in that scheme. 2-step drop, throw. 2-step drop, throw. Here goes another one. Okay, gets a snap. All right, so he hasn't taken a step yet. 1 step, 2-step. Ball's coming out. You got guys on the outside, the defensive edge rushers, they're never going to get close to a guy who's throwing the ball on a 2-step drop within 2.2, 2.3 seconds. There, it's out. It's out. It's gone. Right there. Let's go to the next one. All right, there he is again. 1, 2 steps, bam, out. I watched this over and over in the film, and he was just getting the ball out. Sometimes it was incomplete. There he goes again. 1 step, 2 step. Just stops right there. Bam, throws it. Those guys don't have time to get to him. I mean, are you seeing this? You understanding what I'm saying? If you look at the game and watch Justin Herbert, he would drop back further. Didn't work. Josh Allen dropped back further. Let me see if I can get. Okay, so here he is getting ready to take the snap. Boom, 1, 2, stops. That's it. I'm not going to go in a big drop back. I'm going to take 1 or 2 steps, and you better be open because I'm going to whistle it at your head right there. And there it goes, out of his hands. Right there, quick release, out of his hands, 2-step drop. There's no way the defensive ends can get to him, and there's no way the offensive line could really fail because just get in their way. You don't even have to block hard. Just get in their way, they're not going to get to Tua. Let's go to the next play. Same thing. Let me rewind that because it went kind of fast. Okay, there's in the stance. There's a snap, 1, 2, boom, ball's out. Guys can't get close to him. So you could do this kind of blocking. Because what you're basically saying, what Butch Barry is saying to the offensive lineman is, stay in front of him. If you stay in front of him and don't let him just completely run over you, and you can see the offensive line right there. Bosa is just now getting loose, but he can't touch Tua. That ball's already gone. So people are like, oh, Austin Jackson played a great game, or Kendall Lamb did this. And I'm like, you could block this. Just don't get bowled over. Other than that, bam. Snap, 2, bam. Hit it. Hit it again. Here we go. Next play. Okay, well, let me rewind it so you guys can see it from the snap. Watch it like a defensive coordinator. So here we go. Okay, 2 steps. Bam. And so you're letting Tyreek, with that 4.2 speed, understand how far can you get in 2.5 seconds. Bam, get the ball out. Just get it out. Excuse me. And the guys are chasing people around because the ball's already gone. The ball, if you can see it, is almost already at Tyreek. You can't even react to that. It's so fast. Big completion. All right, there he is again. He's in the shotgun. Watch this. 1, 2, and that's the touch. This is the touchdown. Look at that. I'm gonna play that again because you have to see what he did there. It was just amazing. People are saying this is negative. No, man, this isn't negative. This is some absolute genius play calling by Mike McDaniel, and the scheme was just get the ball out. Again, here's a snap. 1, 2, steps into it, touchdown. You can't defend that. You as a defensive back, you're like, this kid is throwing basically as soon as he gets the ball. I'm going to take this snap, going to take 2 snaps, boom, and I'm going to hit it. As a ongoing rusher, it's frustrating as hell because you're just getting your stance, and the guy in front of you is just in your way. He doesn't even really have to be a good blocker. If I get in your way, you're not going to get to Tua. Boom, snap, again, 2 steps, bam, throws it. And these guys are still out there trying to figure out, I can't even pressure him because he's doing this so fast. Snap. 1, 2, 3 this time. Now here he moved. He's not extending the play. He's stepping into the pocket, and then bam, it's gone. Nobody around him. This is a perfect game plan. So you're Bill Belichick, and you're saying, I see what they're doing. They're moving quick. They're not letting my guys even get any penetration on them. They're just getting in the way, and Tua is tossing the ball immediately. And you can watch this over and over. There it is, 2 steps, steps in, boom, ball's gone. Gone. So it's not so much that the offensive line did something different or they did something better than they used to do, or whether it's Tehran or anybody else. Defensive ends can't get to Tua. Gone. Ball's thrown. Here we go again. There's Joey Bosa on the outside. There's a snap. 1, 2, bam. I know I sound repetitive, but I'm wanting you guys to see exactly what he's doing. If he can do that kind of stuff, if Mike McDaniel wants to run this offense, Tua will survive and they will win. It's that simple. You got a guy who's saying, I'm taking 2 steps, maybe 3, and I'm unloading it. I'm getting rid of the ball, and this offensive line doesn't have to do much. Here it is again, another play. 2 steps, bam, gets rid of it. Look, the defensive guy is right there, but he can't hit him. That would be a penalty because Tua got rid of the ball. All right, 1 step, 2 steps, bam, throw it. I could go on and on. I mean, obviously the guy threw the ball 45 times, and I don't want to be over repetitive, but I hope, and we're going to take some comments, I hope you guys can see what the game plan is right now. Just get in front of him. We used to call that scrape blocking. Just go ahead and just scrape the guy in front of you. Just stay in front of him. You're 330, 340 pounds. Just stay in front of him. If you stay in front of him and you give me 2.5 seconds, that's all. We're going to have a 2.5 second scrum with Joey Bosa. And the ball's gone. It's absolutely out. All right, so let's see. One more. Boom. Snap. 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. And this one he's trying to extend. And this is the run. And bam, he threw it to River Craycraft. It didn't work. That didn't work because he got off schedule and it just didn't even look right. Okay, again, 3-step drop, and now he's got to get out again. See, when those happen, the difference in how the entire play developed and what happened, Tua wasn't comfortable. He wasn't at all comfortable. So if you're Mike McDaniel, you say, I got to fix that. You're Bill Belichick, and I'm like, I see what we got to do. Either we bring another rusher, and we got to chase Tua out of the pocket. If we chase him out of the pocket, and he's not able to do his normal stuff there, likelihood my guys are going to be able to catch up with Tyreek. That you can absolutely see it. If it's taken more than 3 seconds to develop, now you're giving the defense a shot. Come back, 1, 2, bam, gone. So you can see there the difference in it. If I have to run around and try to find somebody, that gives guys time to basically catch up, gives the defensive ends chance as well. You do a 2-step drop and a quick throw. Look at that. If I were to show you that picture, you would say, man, this offensive line is killing it. There's nobody even anywhere near Tua. Wow, they're doing it. Bottom line is just stay in front of them. Look at the left tackle. I think that's is that Kendall Lamb, whoever it is, or Isaiah. There's just look at all 4 of the defenders. They're just standing in front of him. Tua's going to get rid of the ball. You guys don't got to work that hard. Ball's out. Here we go again. 1, 2. Bam. Ball's out. I don't know if anybody has broke it down for you like this and allowed you to see it, but these are all pass plays where it just jumped off, completely jumped off the picture at me. I could go on with this for quite a while, but here we go again. 2 steps, bam, got rid of it. Over and over and over again. The ones that were bad plays were the ones where he moved. Didn't throw it. Just throw it. You're going to be okay. I'll go, let me do one more just so you think I'm not just being overly repetitive. Okay, 1, 2 steps, bam. They can't catch Tyreek. I got all the time in the world. There's nobody around me. I can throw this and do this play. I can play this all day, buddy. I can just go ahead. Look at that. You're looking at what Tua how he's being protected, and the defensive line is not even a matter of being great blockers. You just don't have to get your man. You don't have to move him. Just stay in front of him. He's not going to get to Tua, and then you're going to expect Tua just to get rid of the ball. Bam. That's it. Nobody near him. So I've got 2 more minutes of these plays. I could bore you to death and just show you the same thing over and over again. But I think I've drilled it into you that this game plan, whatever Mike McDaniel had planned, worked to perfection. Defense, you're going to have to work on that. But on offense, it was just hold the man out, take 2 or 3 steps, get rid of the ball. Just get rid of the ball, and that'll be it. These guys can't react that fast. So I got, how can this help our run game later? Because what's going to happen if they try this again? He may change it up, but how does it help the run game? Is because at that point, as they may try to blitz, they may try to do different things, and then you gash them. What you didn't see was any of the screens. That's when you would adjust and say, let's start throwing screens, hit out angles, start doing some different things. This was just, and I pulled them out. These are just Tua in empty backfields for the most part with the offensive line. If you can make that work, you can make the other stuff work. The only problem with what we saw was he had to keep doing it because the defense kept giving up points. So how does that help the run game? Get ahead, have a lead, and then run. and then run the ball. So, yeah. Belichick will work on stopping the pass. I say run it down his throat. Yeah, I mean, if I can look at this, all right, that's why I said, all you guys go ahead and put on your defensive coordinator hats, and you just saw the game film, and you're seeing basically all this stuff happen. You understand now what Tua is doing. You understand how they beat the Chargers. There's no doubt at this point the game plan was to take 2-step drop, maybe a 3 at times, and get the ball out of your hands. Don't let these guys come after Tua. So I'm Bill Belichick, and I'm thinking, I'm rewinding these tapes. And what I'm doing when I rewind these tapes, okay, so let me go ahead and rewind it. Let me put it up here on a bigger screen. So if I'm Belichick, and I'm seeing this, let me get your comment out of the way. And I see what Tua is doing. Look at the play here. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive linemen. In front of number 70, there's somebody there from the Chargers. What do you notice isn't there? Well, what do you notice isn't there is any linebackers. Those are the 4 defensive linemen from the Chargers. There's no pressure. They were trying to beat them with their own offensive line. So if I'm Belichick, what am I doing? I'm blitzing you. I don't want you to have the opportunity to get the ball off in 2.5 seconds. My cornerbacks can't cover Tyreek. I need you running out of the pocket. Remember earlier I showed you a couple of the plays where he couldn't throw it in 2.5 seconds and they completely fell apart. So if I'm a defensive coordinator, there's a lot of look in front of Tua. There's nobody there. So if you had a body coming after him, he's going to have to run it out. He's going to have to. This is easy to defend. I don't understand why the Chargers didn't put a spy on Tua or just come after him. But right there, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 Chargers rushing, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive linemen. The right guard, I guess that's Robert Hunt. He doesn't have anybody to block. just look at this again. Put on your defensive coordinator hat and just look at this and say, that's interesting. The right guard doesn't even have anybody to hit. And Tua is just sitting there. So as a defensive coordinator, I'm saying I got to bring a linebacker. I've got to bring a linebacker. I got to bring somebody in there to get Tua off of his game. Watch for that on Sunday. Watch for more pressure to come after Tua. If you let him sit, if you just let him sit there and basically do nothing, he's gonna pick you apart. He's just gonna sit there and throw the ball right into whatever seam he wants because he's got no pressure. So what I want to do as a defensive coordinator, when I'm looking at this play and I see this again, nobody there. There's another one. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 people from the Chargers. You got 5 people. So you got an extra person blocking. You got a double team on the defensive tackle. And the other guys, you can see they're flat-footed. They're just getting pushed. But they don't have to worry about it because they know Tua is going to get it out. That is how they won the game. Very simple. Took me 10 minutes to show you guys. I assure you, Bill Belichick, with his mind, has seen this as well and said, whoa, this is nuts. How did Brandon Staley not see that at halftime? How did they not see that he was taking 2-step drops and firing? When you break down film, you have to see where are you losing. And you're losing at the point of attack. You got 5 guys blocking 4. And then you're throwing it with 2.3 seconds. 5 on 4, 2 or 3 seconds, bam. You can't stop that. You can't stop it. Devon A-Chain will play this weekend. More speed coming. Yeah, more speed coming. But I have a feeling that Mike McDaniel doesn't have a set game plan. He's going to do what works. Because if I can see this, and you can see it, and Belichick can see it, so now you have to, move the chess pieces around and go, okay, we're probably not going to get away with 2 or 3-step drops and just throwing. He's probably going to bring pressure onto it because if I were defending this, I would have somebody in Tua's face every single play. I know Tua's not the strongest of players. He's bulked up and everything, as everybody said, but and I'm not talking bad about Tua. I'm talking about what I would do to defend this. I'd have somebody in his face. I don't want him to see Tyreek open. I don't want you to be able to just sit back there and find where Tyreek is. You understand that difference? So I'm coming at you, Tua. I'm going to make you hear my breath as I'm running. I'm going to be raising my hands. I'm coming for you on every single play. Nobody came after Tua. Brandon Staley pretty much ignored. There's no rush. There's absolutely no rush. As you guys look at this, you can see it yourself again. Put on your defensive coordinator hat and just look at what's going on. Look at that. There's nobody there. This isn't a mystery. This is a game film that you guys could look at. Now that you know what to look for, you can look at it on Sunday and go, look at the middle of the field. Put it this way, if Tua was a running quarterback, he probably would have gained 100 yards. There's nobody there. That guy, Durham Smythe 81, is getting ready to take a route and turn out. Once that guy turns out, there's nobody in front of Tua. I mean, just nobody. Let me see if I can inch it ahead just a little bit. Boom. He could have ran it for 20 yards. So now that you've seen that, let me hear what you guys would do. Exactly. If he brings pressure, you dump it off to A-Chain. Fine. I'm going to make you do that. I am not going to let Tua sit back there and find Tyreek for 11 catches and 215 yards. Ain't going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to bring pressure because I can't cover Tyreek. I already know that. When I'm looking at my game plan, I'm like, if Tyreek's out there one-on-one, we're screwed. Because at this point, Tua knows just to throw it. If it's out there, just take it, throw it, take a 50-50 ball, and Tyreek's probably going to win. Same thing with Waddle on the other side. So what I have to do is I have to come at Tua. I can't let him sit there and just throw the ball with no pressure whatsoever. Remember, 45 passes, not a single sack. You can't win against the Miami Dolphins when you're looking at that. Can't do it. It's funny, I'm looking at a still shot here. I'm going to see if I can stop it. It's at 32 seconds. So here's another play. Look. Nobody touching him. No blitz, nothing. Nothing at all. So, like I said, I could just go on and on with this. You guys have seen it now. Now you know what to look for come Sunday, and you'll see what Belichick does to counteract that, and then what Mike McDaniel does to counteract what Belichick does. It's all chess match moving on. They surprised the hell out of Brandon Staley, and for some reason he couldn't adjust, and it is what it is at this point. So the offensive line, you got to give them props. You got to clap for them. They did well. They did really well, but they weren't asked to do much. Hey, man, just get in front of Joey Bosa, and we're going to have the ball out of Tua's hands. Very easy. Yeah, it was the most. Okay, so it was the most blitz the Miami Dolphins have been since 2019. Agreed. Where'd the blitz come from? You have to understand that. And when did it come? Brandon Staley. I gave Mike McDaniel in my grade. I gave Mike McDaniel an A because he completely neutralized Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley didn't know what to call, when to call, and just made it easy. Made it real easy. How can Eazy help us more? Well, we saw him do that in the run. We saw that he's out there. He's a big body. I mean, it's like having another tight end out there. And Smythe always there too for those short passes. Yeah, you're going to give something up. If you're going to blitz me, somebody's going to be open, like A-Chain, maybe Durham Smythe. But I'm a poker player, and I'm going to take the chance that you aren't holding aces. And what I mean by that is I would rather take a shot of coming after Tua than let Tua have his way back there and not get touched. You went a 3-hour football game. 60 minutes in terms of official timing. But you went a full football game, and other than a face mask penalty, you really didn't even lay a hand on Tua. That ain't going to work. Tua is going to dice you up and spit you out if you don't get to him. And if you don't get to him, well, we saw what happens with Tyreek. If you don't get to Tua, he's going to throw touchdowns, whether it be him or Waddle. If you're not in that kid's face, good luck to you. It's not going to work. Not going to work at all. Smythe was solid. He's reliable. Vipey, absolutely. And this is a big thing, too. The emotions are different. Didn't see it from any other teams. Does McDaniel know something about them? Well, I don't know if he knows anything about them, but he knows about Tyreek. And he knows if I'm going to throw it in 2.3 seconds and Tua is only taking a quick drop, you're not going to stay with a guy who's building up full speed and you don't know where he's going. That's what I think Mike McDaniel is like, hey, cover him. I'm going to throw to Tyreek 15 times in this game. You're going to have to show me you can cover him. They didn't. He caught 11 out of 15 targets for 215 yards and a winning touchdown. You didn't show me that I need to change what I'm doing. If you don't show me that I need to adjust, I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm just going to keep having Tua pop back for 2 or 3 feet and then throw the ball. I'm just going to have Tyreek go in motion. Oh, you're not chasing Tyreek? You're going to let him get off of you like that? I'm just going to keep doing it. No need to show Belichick any more cards than I need to. You got the job done. You won. But now next week it's going to be another chess match. Yeah, he motions to see if it's man or zone. Tua immediately reads and adjusts. Really simple. You guys can see that. You guys can see that if he's coming across, and now this is where something Belichick would probably get a little cagey with, is show zone, move to man. At this point, I don't even know why you need to show zone. I think I would just stay there and double team him like Rex Ryan did, hit him, do something. But you just can't run the defense that the Chargers ran. Can't do it. Yeah, they had some short motions, real short motions as well. I saw that. Alec Ingold had some serious blocks. Put some guys on their butts. Let's see. Teams are going to catch on to this and expose the Dolphins like the 49ers did to us last year. You have to expect that. I have enough confidence in Mike McDaniel that he knows that teams, just like you just saw, there's no surprise now. Everybody that they're playing now has this game film cataloged. Didn't have that before. Now you have this game film cataloged, and then you'll have more game films as the season goes on. So Bill Belichick and his team are looking at this and going, there's no way Mike's going to do this again. There's just no way. He may start to see if I can catch you. If I catch you sleeping, if you're doing the same thing the Chargers did, if I catch you, it's going to be a touchdown with Tyreek, but I doubt you're going to see the exact style offense. It would be foolish to do so. How about with Phillips with the revenge sack at the end? Yeah, you need more of those. Belichick hasn't won anything since Brady left. No. Yeah, and it's taken longer for Mac Jones to actually become something. That's pretty weird. Let's see what else we got here. 0 sacks and only a 62% completion. Yeah, I like this one. River Craycraft is definitely a dark horse. Both him and Berrios. Berrios did really, really well as at number 3, and then, of course, Craycraft would come in to spell him. So you got Craycraft, Berrios, Easy E, Tyreek, Waddle, Durham Smythe. You got a lot of options, and at this point, I think that this team could win a lot of games if people don't adjust to what Mike McDaniel is doing, and if Mike McDaniel doesn't adjust to what they're doing. So I was really disappointed. What's this here? Hold on. I was really disappointed in the way the linebackers. Yeah, they didn't do much. Not at all. So hopefully Fangio will do something about that, because they were getting just beat up. See, it's one thing to be out-schemed. It's another thing to be beat. And I mean beat up. Their offensive line was they were just gashing them for 6-7 yards at a time. Can't have that. Definitely can't have that. Yeah, great play at the end by Kader Kohu. I'm so excited to see how A-Chain plays in week 2. Depends on how many touches he gets. You have to understand that Raheem Mostert's healthy. They're just not going to take Raheem out for A-Chain. I think one key player you may see this weekend is Cam Smith. I might try to introduce him more, but I want to just wonder how many touches A-Chain will get. Tua did take one awkward hit. I thought that was when Joey Bosa grabbed him by the face mask for a second there. But other than that, no sacks. No sacks whatsoever. All right, guys, that's going to be it. You'll see more videos would be over the course of the next couple of days. But that's it for this week's Tua Tuesday. Let me know what you guys thought. Leave a comment so I can respond to some of them. Tell your friends. Tell them to show up on Tuesdays. This is fun. And I hope that breakdown of all those pass plays really showed you guys some stuff that you hadn't seen before. And again, thanks for everything that you do.